Another podcast. Welcome back to our podcast, Let's Talk About Skating. I'm Ava. You might know me as Journey Back to the Ice on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
And I am Melissa, also known as Ice Forging Steel on Instagram and TikTok.
And I am Madeline, aspiring show skater. I don't know my Instagram handle right now.
MJ something.
MJ Skates.
Skates.
Which is
And in today's episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about Skate Canada.
Woohoo!
Oh, Canada! Maple syrups and hockey,
ice fishing,
cold, the Vancouver Canucks,
yeah,
something,
customs with packages,
maple leaves, maple syrup. This is our mascot of the episode.
Real maple syrup, you guys, from Canada. Just saying. I checked the label.
We did our
sponsored.
research.
Not actually.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Hashtag not
kidding.
sponsored.
But if you'd like to sponsor us, you can.
Our email is linked
in the bio.
All right.
Let's talk about skating.
Let's talk about it.
Skate Canada.
Let's talk about which is the second Grand Prix of the season. My overall view, shocking.
So last week we said it was like shocking in almost like a unpredictable bad kind of way, and this, I feel like Skate Canada kept me on my toes.
Yeah.
The entire women's free skate, I was like, ooh,
The
ooh.
difference from the short program was just
Between the short
unexpected.
Well, and
yes.
did you hear
Yep.
that Reno is now in the book of like world history for the
I did.
highest jump?
Wait,
Not
from
jump,
this
jump,
competition?
Jump from short to long.
Placement.
Oh,
Because-
yeah.
Reno came in, was she third
Hold
to
on.
last
I actually
in the
have the scores
short?
up in front of me. Give me a
And
hot
Reno
second.
won the free, and I can't wait to
It
talk
was
about
wild.
that
Free.
skate.
Where was she in the short? 10th. She went from
Wow.
10th to second. Because she was 10th in the short and she got first in long.
That's just
Wow.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know when your coach tells you to like not give up and keep going and do everything. Here's the proof that it can work.
How it can work.
Don't psych yourself out.
Oh, good lord.
Melissa is famous in our local news.
Yes.
So one of our local news stations does a weekly good news segment, and they're always asking for submissions. And just randomly, I happen to see it in my Facebook page pop up. And I'm like, oh, I landed a new combo last week. So I shared it. And they reached out and they put me on the news. And it was literally the closing segment of the 4 o'clock news. And it was a little wild.
And they said it was impressive. Which, by the way, Care 11, if you would like to sponsor us or have us on your show, we would love to be a segment on your show.
Adult skate too.
We
You can
do.
keep doing your hobbies
And
as
there's
an adult.
lots of us.
There's so many of us in the Twin Cities.
Yes.
People are so surprised by adults or just doing hobbies outside of like running.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Or
side
adult
note,
hockey leagues.
I watched, right before we filmed, I watched the replay of the pairs long. And the announcer said, oh, it was so good, you got to watch it, said it was so impressive what Deanna's doing at 41. And I'm like, girl, I am 47. And I'm not doing triples. But like,
But still.
come on. It's
Yeah.
like, yes, it's impressive, but are we really that shocked by someone who was a high-level athlete in her 20s can still do it in her 40s?
Well, and she's determined. I mean, like, I feel like, got really down with her singles career, and then when she went into pairs, she changed her mindset completely, and I love that about her.
I know.
Should we talk about, I guess, our favorite Canadian skaters?
Ooh.
That should be our first segue.
I'm the old, so my favorite is Kurt Browning, who I actually got
So
to meet
good, though.
at a seminar this year, and he is exactly what you expect him to be. That is the best.
fantastic.
You know how they say don't meet your heroes? I disagree. Go meet him. He's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I'm going to be really cliche with this one.
Tessa and Scott.
Oh, we all love
Well,
Tessa.
we all love Tessa
No.
and Scott. I was going to say, for our viewers that don't know, Kate.
I know, because I was going to say Kate too. I mean, we love Kate.
I saw her in the yellow dress with the black.
Yes.
She's really good.
She's really good, you guys.
And
We are
she
so
always
lucky.
downplays herself. She's like, oh, It's no big deal.
Oh, I was always under rotating my jumps. No, you weren't.
No, you had a gorgeous program.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah.
Like, you'll be struggling on something. And she's like, yeah, that was me. And I'm like,
was it though? Was it though,
Kate?
Kate? Was it? Anyway, go ahead.
Fantastic. I'm going to be basic and say Tessa and Scott. It's
We all love
just
Tessa
so near and
Scott.
dear to my heart. And so many of those programs are just what I think of when I think of my favorite skating moments. The Roxanne one.
Right. Oh, I know. I know. I'm going to say another one because Liz Manley. You guys might not remember her.
Who's that?
Kind of.
Liz
I've seen some.
Really? Do you not know who Liz
I
Manley
don't know
is?
who Liz Manley is.
Liz Manley back in the late 80s, early 90s. Blonde. Adorable. I loved her. She was one of my favorites. She's one of the reasons why I'm skating.
What was her costume?
God, I can't remember.
Okay,
you know I don't
I've
remember that
seen
stuff.
them on
I'm sure you
Pinterest.
have.
I'm
Hold
sure I
on. Should I
know.
pull her up so
Yeah,
you guys
you
can see
should.
her? All right, hold on.
Because
Liz Manley,
Deanna's was this like, pink
1988. Here we go.
We should do a thing where
Images.
we each send each other
Liz.
2 of our favorite.
Yes!
Oh, she looks familiar.
Liz. We love Liz.
Oh, her costumes were always
know.
like.
Well, it's peak 80s. Like,
Yeah,
it
they
was
were the
80s.
peak 80s.
Yeah, totally.
We should do a
That's
thing.
a quick sew, by the way.
Back to Ava telling us about which pattern number the dress was made from. Yeah. Which isn't here yet. I ordered it last week. It's coming from
Canada Customs.
It's coming, I want to say from Toronto.
Canada.
So, yeah.
They
Okay.
hold it at the processing center for like
They
5
probably
days,
do.
too.
I'm okay with that.
So, competing 2 weeks in a row, though. Ilya and Elyce Lin-Gracey.
I feel like we should explain what we all just looked at before we go on here.
Yeah.
So,
producer.
the mysterious producer is here with us live in person this week. And they are behind the camera giving us guidance, like Saturday Night Live cue cards.
Should we talk about producer and third person like we did?
Judge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we
Producer
should.
and judge are always third.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Producer says, let's get on track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk
Producer
about
doesn't want us to go on any
Ilya
more bird walks.
and Elyce Lin-Gracey.
Yes.
She's holding up the
Which are the 2 Americans who competed
Back
2
to
weeks
back.
in a row.
In a woe.
And a whoa.
You know the meme? I'm really starting to like just you all.
I'm just, yeah. I felt like I was Elmer Fudd for a second. We're hunting rabbits.
Well, just to do the travel of that, too, and while keeping up your training just
Right, because
sounds
they went from
exhausting.
Texas to Halifax.
Which is all the way in Nova Scotia.
Which
Right,
time
that's
zone
a
ain't
haul.
bad, but
That's a track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how long that flight is. Anyway, that's just power. And that means they're done.
They're done.
Because they only get 2 assignments.
Well, okay, so Ilya has secured his spot in the Grand Prix final because he won
Shocker.
Clearly.
both events with like
He scored
really
over a
good
300
score.
today.
Yeah, it was a new high.
Yeah.
right?
I don't know if it was a new high. It was high for the season.
High for the season. I guess
Right.
I don't know if he's ever broken 300.
me
He probably
see.
has.
that's wild.
Let me see what he scored.
Did Ilya do quad axel?
301.82
No.
he
Okay.
scored today.
Did a triple. So he's really maintaining himself for the surprise he's been talking about, which I don't want to say that he should do it because I think he should wait, but I'm pretty sure the surprise word on the street from Reddit is it's a quint.
What?
And it's a quint and a combo.
In a what?
That's his surprise.
Do we know
Producer
which
might
jump?
have to fact check me on this one, but I do believe Skating Reddit has slipped this
Rumors.
through. And I
Okay.
watched
Because there's always people. You don't skate in a vacuum.
No.
There are always other people at the rink.
well, and if we're looking at
Wait, does that mean
the
someone knows about the triple I'm working on? Did you just tell everybody?
Oh,
he hinted.
okay.
Okay,
Because
so
he mentioned it in the Skate America press conference that he had some tricks up his sleeve.
Was he in a comment?
Wow.
Okay. So here's the thing. Ilya's what, 19-year-old boy?
I think he needs to wait for the Olympic season.
Well, not even that. Do we think it's real? Or do we think he's just trying to get more press?
I think both.
Because he's a 19-year-old boy.
But
is he 19?
I don't know. The
think-
quads are so, I don't want to say easy, but
They
easy for
are.
him.
Oh,
But it's realistic for
And
him.
again, that's what the announcer said today. Like, he makes that look so easy. He is literally skating on another planet.
Yes.
Was what he said.
Well, and the fact that he's not doing the quad axle, the triple axle has so much time when
I
he
know.
lands.
I
And I'm
know.
just like,
Oh, you said triple axel, and you just reminded me that Jason fell.
okay, well, Jason's been doing
Guys.
shows and you don't do a triple axle
No,
in shows.
I know. It would count as invalid.
invalid.
Oh, it's not in the code of points.
A quint?
And That's not the first time he's done something that's invalid, if I remember correctly.
The quad axel was the one that was invalid.
Right. Something else was invalid that they wrote a rule for.
Or the raspberry twist?
I don't remember. It's something.
One of his
producer will probably look that up.
Well, raspberry twist would just be like doing a butterfly point.
You guys, I don't get that, by the way.
With the raspberry twist?
I mean, I get it. Like, I see him do it. I'm like...
I think it's cool.
I don't think it's not cool. It just doesn't fit the choreo.
I don't know.
It fits his personality.
It totally fits his personality.
And it's a crowd pleaser for non-skaters especially.
True.
Yes.
True. Backflip is now valid. Is that what he did? I don't
He
remember.
did do a backflip in the short, right?
Okay, so...
Did he? I feel like it's better that he does the raspberry twist because so many kids see things and they want to try it. And I think the backflip, as much as I like that it's now
Do you think it's easier than the raspberry twist?
I just think falling on your head in that situation scares me. Elyce Lin-Gracey. So my prediction, I think a lot of our predictions last week when talking about Skate America is that she would make the final. Unfortunately, she's not going to make the final now because I believe that if you fall 6th or lower, your chances of making the final are really low at this point because they really just look at anyone that podiums.
I think bummed for her.
I loved her short music.
I know.
It's inspiring. It's like that. I don't know. It's just good. That's too bad.
Here's my notes from her skate. She popped the toe in the triple Lutz combo, but she recovered really well with the double axel. Her extension gets me every time. She just has this gorgeous line. But in the short, I didn't feel like she was performing to the crowd as much as she did. She wasn't as comfortable.
She had a really bad warm-up for the short, and it was stressing her out.
I did not watch the warm-up.
Did you guys notice a lot of I don't know which warm-up it was, but it was for the short. I think it might have been the first one. People were getting in the way of each other.
Oh, like so bad.
So bad.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't, because I didn't watch warm-ups.
And Madeline, I think, ran into someone twice. So
and she skates the other direction. I think that's also part of it.
That's frustrating.
That'll do it. Her combo spin seems slower than normal.
I was gonna say it did not seem like
something
her
didn't grab,
spins.
something didn't. I don't know. Her flexibility never ceases to amaze, and that's with her spin at the end. Like, how does her head get to her butt?
Yeah.
Come on.
She does
I don't bend like that.
Just break your spine into.
The other note that I had was she does a lot of steps with no choreography. Like, there's a lot of stroking, and I don't remember that from last week.
I really think she was mentally just because what did the first combo of the long she popped? Well, she didn't pop it, but she came out early and then she touched the ice. She did recover after that, but I do think there is some mental block that she's really fighting with.
Or was it that she skated 2 weekends in a row?
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because wait, did she technically like she really didn't get a break? Because she did the last international trophy before the Grand Prix, right?
Yeah. Maybe
the producer will have to fact check me on that one, but
yeah. All right, so that's Elyce and Ilya, the two that skated 2 weekends in a row.
Well, I guess we should go to talking about the women's event because that's what we're mostly focusing on. I'll pull up my notes.
Yep,
for that
I know.
one.
I was doing the same thing. Are we just gonna do the top 6 again?
I really want to quickly talk about the CATS program with Katerina Kurakova.
Oh my God, she had ears on,
and they stayed on the whole time.
What did they do? Sorry, what did they do to get those ears to stay on? Okay, side note.
Sew it in or glue it in?
I got a costume deduction because I had a thing in my hair that I've worn a million times before that came out on a step sequence,
and it wasn't even you were
like
doing
finishing
anything.
I was done with the step sequence and floop. And I just want to know how she got the cat ears to stay on.
Well, and then she was doing her doubles and triples with her
with
hands
her arms
above
up?
her head.
I would have been like this. Hold the ears on. Yeah.
Does this count as extra difficulty?
I don't know. The
Maybe.
extra difficulty.
So
that's what we're thinking.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
or like
sewn in.
They glued it to
feels like a lot of
glue
work
in her hair.
for.
It's horrible, but
You know what? Apparently that's what they do for synchro.
Really?
Is they sew them in. Brittany said that.
oh, because you can't
Shout
get
out to
a
Brittany.
deduction.
Hey.
We know
Okay.
Brittany's listening.
Yes, we know Brittany's listening. So it's very possible that they're sewn in.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah,
Because they didn't wiggle at all.
No.
And the dress change
my
and
God.
the knee slides.
Okay, so my bestie was here working on my new freestyle dress, and we were watching the men right before the women, and she's like, "That looks like a tearaway costume." I'm like, "They don't do that in this level of competition." And then
it happened.
and I went, "Okay, color me wrong. But it was a beautiful change.
She is an amazing skater to watch, especially for the gala. I'm excited to see what she does because she's come up with really creative programs. And I think she's gotten to the point in her skating where she just puts that creativity in her short and long.
That was a showcase program that she skated as a long.
Yes.
In my eyes. And it was great. It was fantastic.
It was great. And her short, I felt so bad. Her short was not...
I was
it was
hoping
great music.
for her. I know.
Just
was hard to
following
watch.
with that music, though,
know.
sucks.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
But she said when she went to do interviews after the short, she told someone, she said, tomorrow's going to be better. I'm going to have a better long.
And she did. She came out and nailed it.
It was a good...
love that.
That was a good way to start.
Okay. So she was 9. So we're going 9 to 1.
And now we're going to go to 8th, which is probably what I would say the new rising star in senior women's for Canada.
Agree.
And that is Kaya Reuter?
I don't know.
We're really bad with last names, guys.
We're really bad with names.
I realized I completely messed up who I was talking about on the last skater.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, oh my god, Ava music.
Oh,
everybody
no,
wants
that's
to
what we're
rule the
talking
world.
about now.
Yeah.
that's who we're talking about now. Okay, but side note,
Ava
Ava skates to the same music, but that was the first time we've ever actually heard the whole thing because her music is so quiet.
Also, Ava doesn't really do program run-throughs.
That too. Let's rewind a little bit. So if you do not follow us on social media outside of the Let's Talk About Skating podcast, or you don't know the lore behind my last competition, my music file is corrupt, so it always says it's 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, but it only plays to the 2:10, which is what I'm allowed. And then it's too quiet on top of that, because I also found out texting Kate this weekend, the original file's corrupt, and I'd have to re-edit my entire program.
Thing?
No.
I'm not doing that. So it's too quiet. I'm screwed. Basically, I can't hear anything until 3 seconds in.
Send it to me. I'll see if I can.
Okay.
Anyway.
But
Reuter. Google says it's Reuter for her last name. So, Kaya, if that's wrong, we need to fix Google. Anyway.
But Kaya...
Back to Kaya.
So I first saw her... I watched the illegal live stream of Canadian Nationals last year.
Oh, did you?
And when we get
Shout out to illegal live streamers.
Yeah!
We love you too. Anyway.
When we get to Madeline, I have a lot of thoughts about Madeline Skizis. But
yeah,
Kaya came in... So she had... I would say, even the announcer said she didn't have a really good junior year. When she went to Junior Worlds, came in 20th.
Couldn't
19th.
tell.
Okay.
She didn't have a great season for that. But for senior nationals, amazing. I watched both those programs.
Really?
Flawless. Amazing. Like, there was no denying it. She overtook Madeline Skizis. Like, that was, it was fun to watch because the crowd, I'm thinking back about that. I love it.
Is it one of those where you get chills where you hear the crowd?
Because she landed these jumps. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
And you can tell from this is her first Grand Prix of the season, so we'll probably see her again, I would assume. But, obviously, it's her first, senior Grand Prix, not her first Grand Prix ever. And she's a little bit nervous, and you can tell that she's not as polished as the other competitors yet.
Yep, not yet.
But she's consistent. And the fall in the Lutz, I don't think she's ever fallen before, because her and her coach were like, you weren't expecting that. And she's like, no.
No, I heard that. Here's my note that I had for her short. The dress is a 90s throwback, which makes sense with the music. Because I typed that before the music came on, and I went, oh, duh.
It's everybody wants to rule the world.
Right.
You're watching.
I was not impressed with the choreo. There was a lot of stroking. We need a little more choreo. It's senior. It's the difference between junior and senior.
Yeah.
Yep. But her jumps were fantastic. And I called this out. The twist spin at the end was phenomenal.
It was good.
Yeah. You have any notes?
I didn't have much for Kaya, honestly.
I'm going back. I
guess
the long
my
notes.
notes for Kaya, my notes for this entire program were kind of funny.
Long.
In all caps, I put, my music, slay, the new it girl in Canada, great with 3 exclamation points.
Yes.
Just the beginning, because I really do think she just moved up to senior.
She has
no more Grand Prix.
Really? Sorry, we just got the note from producer.
What are you doing?
You know what they did? They let her dip her toe in.
Okay.
That's what they did.
My notes for Kaya is, oh my God, Ava music.
Well, didn't we all text? Like, oh my God, it's Ava's music! Yeah.
She did. She gave me ideas. Like, after her spin, she did this stop. And I'm like, I really want to stop after I know Kate does it. Kate, I know you're listening. I know you don't want me to stop, but I want to stop after that one combo spin.
Don't you guys just feel inspired after watching figure skating competitions?
Totally.
We're gonna kick butt tomorrow.
We are. We're just gonna
and two of us compete next weekend.
That's true.
I will be test judging.
Are you really?
What?
Yeah. I don't know what
This is the first we've learned this.
Wait, I think she told us.
I don't know.
Honestly,
I'm just showing up for a certain time, and they'll put me where they put me. I don't know what's happening, but I'm here for it.
Wait, what time are you coming to judge us? Because that would be funny.
That would be really fun.
I think because you have to be certain levels. I'm assuming it's probably pre or lower.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like 6.0.
Or maybe Aspire.
Which will be cute. No, the Aspire events are a different time. I'm not doing Aspire.
Okay.
I know that for sure. Because
Basic
she asked
skills.
me if I could, and I didn't.
Are they going to take you in a room and you get to like express your...
I have no
Judge
idea.
has kind of told me how this stuff works, and I can't be a judge because of the dresses.
Oh.
It's a conflict
And I've been
of
thinking
interest.
about being a dance judge because we need more dance
We
judges,
do.
and I'm a gold dancer.
And that would be so fun.
But
a
I
fun
don't want
side
to judge
quest.
and compete. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it
I
might
get
be a
that.
conflict. You wouldn't
Maybe
be able
in
to
the
do
farther future.
adult, but...
It's like a skater judge event.
Oh.
Next weekend? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Interesting.
I didn't know what's happening.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, I'll show up.
Yeah, do you know what's going on back there, producer who
Do
knows
you know
everything?
what I'm
is
doing
going
next
on?
weekend?
Producer's about to be our own personal executive assistant. Or they don't know that yet.
Someone needs to take charge of my life.
Right, me too. Okay.
Okay.
Back to our notes. So, are we done?
Are we done with Kaya?
Kaya,
Ritter?
that's what I was just going to
Okay.
say. I think so.
I think
Alyssa?
she has so much potential, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I can't wait to see her growth. And
Yes.
she's young, if I remember correctly. She's 17?
I think so.
Yeah.
She's
I
got time.
I think they were all sort of 17 this weekend.
Yeah.
I just realized you're wearing a skating hat.
You did? I even showed you
How many minutes
upstairs.
into this?
My brain's been off, dude. It's been a long weekend.
Shout out to System of Skating. Who's next?
Elyce.
Elyce.
Or Elyce? Yeah, Elyce, and then it's Alyssa.
Hold on. Yes, you're correct. Elyce and then Alyssa. And we
right.
already sort
We
of
already
talked about
talked
Elyce. Do we have anything else we want to add about Elyce?
I think she's the one that every other woman on Team USA should be a little bit nervous about because she doesn't have the consistency at the moment because of her mental blocks.
Yep.
But she's there.
Yep.
You know, this
She's
is
17.
Yeah.
This is in my notes for her, but it doesn't necessarily apply only to her. I noticed a lot of people getting level 3 step sequences.
Yes.
And I'm just kind of, if you're at this point in your skating career
The
in
announcers
this
even
level,
said that. Everything should be a 4.
Well,
do
someone
a
got
4.
level 1.
I know.
And I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, wait, that's what I get.
But anyways, at this point in their skating career, people should be getting level 4 spins and level 4 step sequences without question.
Yep. I can
no-
understand
yeah.
maybe getting a level 3 spin if you're having a bad day.
Yeah, well, like especially
But
if you're
not
relying on like a
other-
increase of speed.
Yeah.
Right. But not like several elements that aren't level 4.
Yeah.
Like 1, sure. 4? No.
Yeah.
And I don't know that anybody got 4.
And that's a point too where it's like, step sequences and that in between skating is so important to your performance,
Yes.
and it's just sad that that's lacking
Well,
in some people's skating. To
And
me.
step sequences in my head, you can see the difference between 10th place and first place.
Oh,
It's the
1,000%.
step sequence.
Yes.
Like if you go, oh, those edges are killer, that person's probably closer to the top.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
right.
Alyssa,
So Alyssa, we have opinions.
we're happy to see her back for one.
Yes,
Yes.
we are super happy to see her back, and she looks strong and healthy
And
amazing.
happy.
Oh my God, the
Yes.
happiness just radiates from her. You can tell this was her choice.
Like she's
Yes.
enjoying skating.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And I also like the smiley piercing. I caught that underneath there. We're being told to move on and
So
wrap it up.
We're not a huge fan of the short dress.
No, but she skated beautifully.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
And just confident.
Oh God.
Yes.
You know, like I said, she's happy.
yes.
Which, notably, a lot of the other skaters weren't. I noticed that there was a lack of smiling and facial expression this week. Did anybody else notice that?
I did, especially with the red dress we just saw.
I mean, I really wanted, and this goes back to what I said last week, packaging.
Yes.
Right? Your smile is part of your package.
Which for her long program. Okay, the one thing I'm going to say is her long program music, I heard, so she won the Budapest Trophy, and she got interviewed about the program by Golden Skate, and they were asking her about the music, and I kind of was like, oh, what's her music? This song is notoriously used in National Showcase, or by Showcase skaters. So
Oh,
it's-
really? It's
they're-
Donna Summer.
Yeah. And there's one of my good friends who may also be watching and listening to this. She has this iconic adult bronze program where she's a big pop-up tent cake costume that she got.
I love that. Okay.
And she takes an umbrella that looks like it's been fried in the rain, and she's like, don't leave cake out in the rain.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know who she was before I started skating, and that was one of the first videos that made me want to compete. And like now, like, she's just, I love her.
So the long dress. Loved
Beautiful.
the dress. And, okay, so you guys are too young, all of you, to understand this next reference. But for those of you who are old like me, did that dress not give you solid gold dancer vibes? Okay, let me pull up a picture for you guys because I want you to see this and go, yes. So Solid Gold was a variety show in the late 70s, early 80s. Here we go. I'm finding you pictures. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's given the vibe, right?
Little less 80s though.
Yep, it was a little, it's a modern twist on the Solid Gold dancers. But then when the music hit I'm like, oh, well, that's why.
It looked like
It's Donna Summer.
in the best way possible, it looked like a non-skating dress.
Yes. Like that was a club dress.
Yeah. Or like ballroom dance almost.
Yeah.
Matin.
I did.
Oh, no,
like,
totally. Latin dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My notes was her layback and Bielman is stunning. And the way she checks out of her jumps.
Oh,
Did you guys notice that? It is
So
literally
good.
stop. And I'm like, girl, teach me your ways because I can't.
I said she had better speed in the long, and I think it's because
I agree.
she was maybe a little bit tense in the short, and then the long, she just smiled so much. It was so
That's
it.
Yeah.
It was so nice to see someone smile, like you said earlier.
Here's the thing. You can't skate slow to that music.
No.
And it's, what is it, 4.5 minutes?
Yeah.
She
never
was
stopped.
No. She didn't slow down. She didn't stop. Yeah, it was great.
Dancing. We love it. We approve.
We love gold star for the gold dress.
There was a few dance moments though that I wish were a little more expressive.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
ones?
There was
Do
like
tell.
one in particular where she
Like,
had like
you
her
know.
arms up here and it just was kind of slow.
Oh.
And just kind of felt like
Maybe.
someone doing like
a-
the really it just didn't feel super
Yeah.
Like getting into it.
I
I
get
don't
it.
know.
I totally get it.
But overall it was enjoyable.
Well, and the thing is, when you have something so high energy like that, the moments of low energy stick out.
yeah, it
Yeah,
really does.
that is true.
Yep. Okay.
All right, moving on
Moving
to
on.
Madeline Skeezis.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved her.
I'm pulling up her scores. Go ahead, start talking.
Well, do you want to start?
Sure. She was one of my favorite skaters of the event, not just because her name is also Madeline. But yeah, I love a Lion King program. That was so fun. And you could tell, I think out of all the skaters, her expression was so good. And just energy, it was good. I will say in the short program, there was this one peak moment in the Lion King music where I was like, give me a spiral, give me a spiral, give me a spiral.
Me too.
And there was no spiral.
It was not like last week where there was a Bielman or a Bauer where there was supposed to be.
But I can feel her feeling the music when she skates.
Here's what bothered me is that the announcer said she's going to skate to music by Beyonce.
Yeah. What was that?
That was not Beyonce music. That was the Lion King. It was the live action Lion King.
With Beyonce.
Why would you say? Maybe they were just mixed up their
I
notes
don't
or
know.
wasn't thinking.
You know, it wasn't tenor mark. I think that's what was a letdown. It was straight through the Canadian Federation streaming, so it wasn't the guys that I like.
Well, and side note, the announcer made me feel like I was watching golf.
The first day, it was like, and then she's gonna jump.
And he's going to go for a 40-foot putt onto the green.
Lovely.
I know nothing about golf.
It was just a little lackluster in the announcing.
Right.
Which
I
is
hope
that's
better.
fine.
I hope they're putting onto the green.
I don't know. I don't know what the green. It's all green.
Wait, isn't there forest and stuff that you should putt it like a sand
We don't do
trap?
golf, guys.
Forests are green.
No, but there's like a line and there's different types of green.
There's sand.
Wrap it up.
Producer says move
Funny
on.
producer.
No, we're aiming for a little bit longer for today's episode, I feel
Right.
like. too.
Okay. So here's my notes on Madeline, and this was before I heard the music. I went burnt orange dress. I like it. That was what I was saying. And then the Lion King on, and I went, yes, It's a sunset dress over Africa. Totally made sense. Triple loop, triple toe. Stunning. Those I actually wrote that down. The last triple loop was also stunning. And if I remember correctly, she hung onto that for dear life.
Yes.
So much expression. Great choreo. And then here's a question. Did you guys notice the earrings she was wearing?
No.
The green ones.
The green ones.
Now, for the short, I was okay with it, but for the long...
Right?
Take
she
them
wore
out.
green earrings
Take them
both days. I wonder if they're lucky.
Or if they're sentimental in some way.
There's got to be
we
a
just
reason.
don't know.
Because I went, green earrings with the orange dress.
Kind of. Yeah,
Right?
I can see that.
I get it. But then green earrings with
the red.
If she wore them 2 days, like
they gotta
two
be
programs
lucky
in
or
a row, it
sentimental, like mom gave
doesn't
it
have
you
to
or
do
something.
with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious if you guys had noticed it as well.
Oh, one other thing. She had this one spin where it was in the lawn program, and this one moment of the music, she did like 3 kind of stag jumps things in a row into a spin.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
That was cool.
I'm trying to figure out. I didn't like the last one.
Yeah.
There was something weird about it. But the other thing, in big capital letters, I said, did she do a 1-foot axel?
She did.
She did. And we don't see that anymore. We used to do those all the time in the 90s.
And then he kind of took them out.
Well, there's no score for them.
Yeah.
So in her case, I think it was part of her choreo sequence or her step
So you
sequence.
can't get...
Right. But like, bring back the 1-foot axel.
It was lovely.
It's harder than you think, believe it or not.
And then she kept going after that.
Right,
That
like it was in the middle of a sequence
Ooh.
of steps. Yes, but the best part is golfer guy, because I'm just gonna call him that
Golfer
from now
guy.
on.
Golf guy.
British golfer guy.
British.
He goes and she brought back the 1-foot axel, and I'm like, yes, she did. Anyway, that's my note from her.
My note. So I watched her last season, and I had kind of been a fan of her prior to last season, but last season she had a really bad season.
Oh, we all do that.
Popped
We all got
everything, and she had a bad attitude about things, and I think it was
Okay.
just frustration. It was being directed in the wrong way. But whoever packaged her last year, I'm sorry, summertime, that dress, that program was
I remember
not her.
none of that.
I hated that program. The Lion King program, my notes were, she's back. This
Right.
is, like, she's feeling it.
Yep.
Even when she did the slide, she already knew she had a perfect program before she did the extra arm movements to
Oh
finish it.
God, that was the ending was fantastic.
So good. I didn't like her long as much. I feel like the song is just overused in skating.
What?
That's my... I forgot what it was, but
Here's my other note on the long. Her layback at the end. Did you guys see how centered that was?
Oh, it was so good,
It was like in this square that was like this big.
Love it.
And I went, it's a layback.
Yeah.
Everybody else's looked like a cupcake topper.
I said her spins
Yeah.
are top tier, though.
Yeah, they really were.
Yeah, they were good.
All right.
Okay, Kimmy Rapon.
I love Kimmy.
So good.
Short was a personal best. Yes, I
Wow.
knew that.
Yeah.
Yes. I am so glad Kimmy is back.
She had a bad season last year, but it was injuries.
Right. And it's one of those, like, I missed her last year. Also, she's only 5'6".
Why did she look
so
6 feet
I
tall?
Googled it.
It's the arms.
You guys, my bestie was here, and she's not a figure skater, and she's like, "Is this girl 6 feet tall?" And I went,
is.
I said, I Googled after the short program. She is only 5'6", which not only for a figure skater, that's tall.
Tall.
Says the girl who's 5'8". And I don't know how or why, but she's another one that looks 6
This
foot
is second episode in a row of thinking a skater is 6 foot.
But that just tells you how good the extension is, right? That's why we
Yeah.
extend from tip to toe. Yeah, anyway, that's my
The short program was amazing.
amazing.
Yes.
I literally stood up from my chair and applauded for her.
So good.
Yeah.
She is fast.
Yes.
Okay, but and the air position with those ankles just perfectly crossed.
So good.
Yeah. Kimmy's short program dress, the blue with the nude.
Love.
Very unique.
Love. I actually said I love the... Wait, hold on. Is this my long note?
Wait.
Oh, these
my
are short
camera,
program notes.
Is my camera still on, or did it make it weird? Okay, good.
So
it made a weird noise, did it not? Okay.
my notes on Kimmy's short. I love the color of the dress. The skirt is a great length.
Yes.
It makes her legs look 40 feet long.
Yes.
And then it was just, wow, that was a gorgeous skate.
Yeah.
That was all I had.
That was like, you could tell it was her redemption skate because I think Kimmy was another one where last season I felt so pained watching her because you could tell that, like, she can't help it.
Yep.
And it was the injuries mixed with mental blocks from the injuries. And I think it was just a lot of, like, even Mark and Ted that were, I think it was for the European Championships. They're just like, this is just, I mean, basically they said it was...
It's fine.
They said it was a shame by, like, the second jumping pass. And that's really hard as an announcer. If you have to say that, it's just...
Yeah.
It was hard to watch. And so it was lovely watching her programs this weekend.
Yes. So here's my notes for her long. I like the dress. Her air position, OMG. Yeah. Right? And then, my one criticism. Why no pointed toe on the back spiral? It's flexed.
I didn't even notice that.
Do you know why I noticed it? Because the extension was gone and it broke the line.
Oh.
Right? And I'm so used to just seeing this beautiful line on her that I went, what? Where? Huh? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and maybe it's intentional. Maybe the choreographer said, no, we're flexing here. I did a whole show with a choreographer once who made me flex my foot instead of point it.
There's a whole story here.
There is a story there. It was a tap show. That's all I'll say. How did she pull out of the triple flip, double toe, double toe? The combo. Do you guys remember that? She was going so slow. I don't know how she did that.
I think it was a little bit mental with that
right?
one.
And then, do you guys notice how she does her layback? And it's like she starts up high and then she condenses it low and it picks up speed.
I did not.
Wow, but that's genius.
Go find it. I don't know how she does that, but I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she starts up really high and then she just pulls everything together and she picks up a ton of speed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting warm.
I know, me too. I'm like, I might need to take off. Maybe I'll take off the toque.
We can get into this in a little bit with the scoring stuff, but the kiss and cry after the free was painful to watch.
My heart broke for her.
And to find out it was a time violation,
Are you kidding?
She would have gotten on the podium. Do you go to her Instagram?
Are you kidding? Hold on, I've got the scores up in front of me.
So,
the breakout scores. Where is she?
She got
a time violation.
Wow.
So that point
on the free?
This is her free.
So really, Hana Yoshida would have been fourth if Kimmy had not gotten the time violation. So she cried with her sister in the kiss because her sister's her coach.
I know.
Cried and was like, how is that possible? Because they couldn't, in the moment, you don't see the detailed breakdown quite yet. So they didn't see that it was a time violation. And then it came up that she got a deduction.
Yeah. Yeah, she got a -1 for the time and -1 for the fall. Expected.
Yeah.
Okay, but
we don't know where the time violation came from, and I think there's still some drama with that. Okay, we'll see her again in the Grand Prix China.
When is Grand Prix China?
The
producer
last event, because it's France, NHK Trophy.
I was going to say France is next. Okay, so it's the last of them. So we've got like 3 weeks. 4 weeks?
How many more do we have?
Are there 6?
4 more.
4 more. Yes, we've done 2.
Okay.
6 total.
-2 is 4.
My brain broken, Melissa. Brains are stupid.
I know. Brains are stupid.
It's the weekend.
I know.
I guess.
Mine too.
Do we want to talk about anything else with Kimmy? Or
no, I think overall Kimmy killed it this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, and my heart
really
just breaks for the time violation.
Yep, me too.
Because a time violation as a skater, you have almost no control over it because
because I got one.
It could be literally for taking a little bit of a breath and they go, yep, that was a movement. You went over.
I've done 3 competitions this season, and 2 of them I got no time violation, and then the last one I got a time violation.
Weird.
And we don't quite know why.
Hold your ending pose, my friends.
That's what Kate's like, and hold, and hold, and hold!
Or don't twitch. I accidentally in Duluth, they were still playing like the radio music as they announced me. And then when I was in my starting spot, it's still playing like some country song. And so then they started and I flinched. And I think I got a time violation for that one. But it's because I flinched.
Right. Okay, so Hana Yoshida. I got to pull up my other notes.
Okay, I love her dresses. Last year, the short program, like I think the short program dress this year is the dress of the evening for me. I mean, just the cool blue.
You mean her free?
No, that was her short.
Her short.
Her free was
the short dress had like
I like the space one.
It had like it had chalk and baits.
Yeah.
Snakes, right? And I didn't like the snakes.
I mean, her outfits are always experimental.
They're not really snakes. It's like a tubular thing. It's 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her costumes always look like an art. Oh, wait. I think I said in my thing for her.
Ooh, and it's got the integrated gloves. That was another note I mentioned.
She is the art student as a skater in the Grand Prix. Like, if an art student came to skating.
She's doing skating as a performance art.
Yes. Oh, that's a really good
It's very
way of
Lady
putting
Gaga.
It is.
If she shows up in a meat dress.
Speaking of that,
surprise me,
this goes really well with one of my notes. I noticed in her step sequence in the short, she had a lot of like high-low movements.
Yes,
it was very
I noticed
much
that too.
giving American Ice Theater.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
AIT. Shout out to AIT. So, the choreo is fantastic.
Yes.
Literally was my notes. And then I just said, loved it. Yeah.
But yeah, lots of very dynamic step sequence. Everything was
The
sharp.
high-low. It like made me start questioning my choreo sequence. I'm like, am I here? Am I here? Like, do I move enough? Right?
She had, for those, AIT has a thing like 6 ways to the spine.
Yes.
She moved the spine all 6 ways.
She might have found like
I was going to say, she might have found more than 6. Right. So
I think
I'm looking for
her long program. Her mistakes cost her. I think she would have still secured the bronze if she would not have popped out early on a couple of those combos.
What am I reading?
I love the print, and the cutout was very dynamic and strategic for her step sequence parts. But I think for other things, it felt like Space Mummy.
Yeah, I loved it.
I loved it.
I
know.
Producers upset. Producers like, I loved it.
It's a good dress.
It's a great dress.
Lovely dress.
I love
it's just
like
not my style.
Purpley blue into that little bit of gold.
Oh,
with the sparkles.
so great!
So
I
good.
love the fabric. I love the concept.
I will say I don't love her free music. It's
boring. The musician in me said, "It is all hype, but no execution. Like it's all at this level, and it doesn't get to here." And I want it to go from here to here.
But they kept going down back to level
when
1.
they're on The Voice.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how you have the build-up and the release. It's all build-up. There's no release.
And that's 4 minutes and like 10 seconds of all build-up with nothing.
Yes.
It was giving
that's
me
what
like
I miss.
Stock Instagram music.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I don't know if that's too mean.
No, that's not
Our
mean.
producer
I don't think that's mean because it's...
No, that's pretty accurate.
Hannah, you skated great. I just don't love the music.
She skated great. Really. Here's the other thing I saw. And this goes back to what I said earlier. Lack of facial expression this week. After last week where everybody was all face all the time, to get to this week and it's like,
I think
I'm concentrating.
She's a skater that doesn't give a lot of face. Her short, she always gives face in her short.
Yes.
But her long, the reason why we didn't notice it last year is because it was a very dark and moody one.
And it fit that.
It fit that. And I think this music is dark and moody, but not to the depth it was last year.
Okay.
So it's I think she's trying to be dark and moody, but this one is more of an uplifting space stock audio.
Okay. I need to take a picture of Oliver right now so you all can see what he's doing. Because I know last week he was a very active participant.
Can I say one more thing about Hannah? And then, but she had, this just is in my notes, I want to say it. She had a flying sit that was so, like one of the biggest flying sits I've ever seen. That was just so snappy and quick and epic.
It was good.
I loved it.
Teach me your ways. How do you do that? Okay. Moving on to Rino. Who we've already said,
the jump.
made history of the jump between the 10th place in the short to 2nd place overall.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
The dual. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
I'm just looking at the numbers going, it's so weird to see it like in black and white. Short program 10, Freeskate 1.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
My notes literally go, for the short program, unfortunate, frown face, not clean at all. And then the next one, beautiful spin.
Right.
Love the music.
Right.
Jumps, clean, easy, just...
Can we talk about that edge big loop that she made?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right?
It gave me chills.
That was...
Right?
That was it.
Here's my notes from her short. Gorgeous dress. With the integrated gloves.
Princess.
And the only other note I had was great recovery from the blown axle.
Yeah.
That's the only other note I have. Oliver has taken over the producer's desk.
Though.
Here, do you want to come sit here with Mom?
Go all the way up. Come on, Fatso.
Fatty.
Oh,
see?
He's offended.
He's mad. He's big mad at me now. Yeah, he's got all opinions. He's like, Rino skated the best. So that was my short notes for Rino. Where are my long notes for Rino?
Adding to the short notes for that, I feel like I do not like that song.
Hi, buddy.
I'm the song police, I feel like, for this
you
event.
are today. What the heck?
But it's because I think it's used so much in the national qualifying series that I've just heard it a lot.
You guys, I didn't even take any notes for Rino because she came in 10th place. And I didn't think we'd be talking about her.
Honestly, same. After the disastrous pop of the jump, I think I stopped watching. I was just
okay. The dress, though, literally just like, you know when you look at something sometimes and it just like hits your eyes in the right way? I think that was my favorite dress of the event.
Yep.
They were, both of them, I was just like...
They were great dresses. Loved them.
Pure Aurora princess.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, really, could we say that Rino's Freeskate was just perfection?
Yes.
It was...
Hey.
Everyone is talking about how that is the definition of perfection for edge quality and like
I want to look at her scores.
Jumps. What were the judges like component scores for that?
That's what I wanted to see. Presentation 8.5, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 9.
What did they give Kaori? I'm really curious.
Kaori, you guys scroll down. Hold on, Oliver's rubbing on my hand. Sir, I need that for a hot second, please. Okay, presentation 825,775. Wow. 8.5, 8,775. Okay.
I kind of disagree.
Here's what I missed about Kaori in her long. She had no face. And Kaori gives great face.
I think she's really distracted.
We'll get to...
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yes. But so that's why I think that's different. Because it's the presentation score. And again, like I said last week, when you're usually seen one way and you do it different,
it's hard.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
okay. But the music in the lawn was so good. It reminded me of like I was in Lord of the Rings or some sort of epic fantasy with some like high elf or something.
Yes.
I think we talked about packaging last week, and Rino's long is the ultimate package. You have amazing quality jumps. You have the program is laid out perfectly.
Yeah.
And then, in those moments that are kind of like the dead spots where you're trying to catch your breath, the choreographer gave her those big edge things.
And by dead spots, you're literally dying.
That's when skaters say dead spots, they don't mean like dead spots of doing nothing. At that level, it's dead spots to catch your breath and like not die.
Yeah. Breathe. Like, yeah. Okay, well, it was just great.
It was perfection.
We loved it.
Yep. My notes for her dress for the lawn says gray, blue, dreamy dress.
Ooh, I love. Love. Oh, anyways. Oliver's gone. So Kaori
Sakamoto.
Who we love. She's probably my favorite female skater right now. Really. Well, I know Kimmy's back.
I know. This season, Skate Canada gave me more hope than Skate America. I'm going to be honest. I was a little... Skate America was giving me like, but it was the first Grand Prix of 6 of the season. This one was... good.
I think for Kaori, though, when she comes onto the circuit, she just feels like she brings a level of maturity to the podium. Podium. That's where she belongs.
Hold on. My notes for Kaori's short. This dress, she's always impeccably dressed. The gloves. Her double axel covers half of the ice. Combo at the end. This choreo slaps. Yes, she's on fire.
That's pretty accurate.
Those are my notes. Like, her short was fireworks.
Killed it.
Her short was amazing.
Fireworks.
And just that move where she did, where she knew she was the it girl. I was like,
I was like, that's it. This is hers.
Yeah.
After that short that was exactly what I thought.
It's just so like, I am woman, hear me roar moment.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Yeah.
Her step sequence in the short.
Okay, remember when I was talking about the difference in the step sequence between a 10th and a first place? Kaori was exactly what was going through my head. Those edges.
You're right.
The extension, the combination of the turns. It's just...
And no hesitation.
Goals. Those are goals.
She's amazing. I mean, like, amazing. I don't know what other words you can use to describe her.
Like, there was other people's step sequence. I really... Okay, I know we talked about the levels of the step sequences, but there's people where I can tell that they're thinking about doing the steps or, like, really, like, struggling or they're making the turn look hard. And it is hard, but you need to make it look easy.
And Kaori makes it all look easy. I couldn't...
good.
I gasped when she fell the first time in her long.
Okay, should we switch to the long? Because I got thoughts.
Because I don't know that I've ever seen her fall before.
I thought she hit her head on
scary.
the Salchow combination after the Euler or Euler. Sorry, but I like to call it a Euler for those of you that don't know, so I will always call it
It's a North
Euler.
Dakota thing.
It is a North Dakota thing.
It's a half loop. There you go.
It looked like she hit her head. In the replay, she did not. I think she was just frustrated, and it was out of frustration. But then didn't she almost hit the boards or something on the next fall?
She did.
And
I actually have in big capital letters, oh shit.
Because I thought the commentator jinxed her because he's like, wow, she's like 10 points ahead. She can't lose unless she has a disastrous program.
Yes, he totally said that.
All of a sudden, you can just hear him go, well, oh no. It's like, like...
I literally said, I don't think I've ever seen her fall. Way to come back. Her edges are killer. And once she hit the the choreo sequence, it turned on.
Yeah.
Like the light bulb went on and she's like, oh, I have to perform.
Yes.
And I've never seen that from her
And it's
before.
Chicago. If you don't perform,
It's
why are you
Chicago.
skating to Chicago?
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, I think producer and me are on the same page about this, but I want to hear your opinion. I think Chicago should only be a short program music. For the long, it was too long. It just kept going, and I was like, we get it. Chicago. I love it for her. I just think her short program music should have been used for her free because I think that can be extended and be better.
Yes.
Okay.
And the free music should be used for the short program because at halfway point when she was in the back tuck, I was like, oh, I'm sick of this by now. Which is, I'm not saying I'm sick of Kaori.
No.
Keep skating. I could watch her skate for like 24 hours on end.
You know what my thought was? She could skate the dictionary.
She could.
And I would watch the whole thing from front to back.
And it would be gorgeous.
It would be gorgeous.
Flawless.
No, but you said something about the music. So back in the 90s, we used to do a fast section, a slow section, a fast section. Oh. And that was like the standard. And at that point, my program was 1.5 minutes long. So it was 30 seconds fast, 30 seconds short, or slow, 30 seconds long.
Okay.
And I feel like we almost need to harken back to that.
Yeah.
In some way, because that would prevent, it's like the same song, the whole thing. And there's really nothing wrong with that. But how many times do we go, come, babe, well, we down, and all that. We get it. And like they cut out the dance sequence part too, right? Like the part that would have made sense, the dance sequence where they're actually dancing in the show, they didn't use.
Melissa says all that jazz, more like too much jazz.
Oh! Yes. Yeah, I
vividly remember it was only the first or second spin of the program, which means you're at like the 2:30 mark. And because she hadn't even gotten to the second half bonus yet at that point.
No.
And she was in that spin, and I was like, oh, I'm sick of this
song.
Me
too. And like that spin didn't make any sense choreographically either with the music. No. Because that was the other thing that went through my brain. Like, you should be doing a footwork sequence
Which is
right
probably
here.
why I paid attention at that point. Because I was like, again, Chicago, okay.
Yep.
Okay. But when she did recover a little bit, that triple loop she did at the end with the 3 turns going into it.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Amazing.
Just huge.
Did she do like Amber does with the inside 3 turns?
Yeah, she did.
It
was
that
flawless.
didn't like stick in my brain.
That was satisfying. You know, like you just see skaters do something satisfying and you can like feel it in your muscles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I know exactly what you mean.
But you have it like when you kind of twitch. Where you're like,
like
you're almost doing
I
it.
can do
like,
it.
There it is landing.
I know. Yes, me and my triple loop. We just do that all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The one you're going to pull out in
Tomorrow.
6 days.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow when they're watching this.
Yeah, I'll just work on that.
Better watch out.
Well, she did land her triple Lutz last week. So.
A triple flip or triple loop.
Right. Who cares?
Nothing.
We can do those.
Whatever.
Yeah.
A quint.
Yeah, I'll just do the quint. Watch out, Ellie. I'm coming for you.
You should be scared.
Can you imagine the headlines? 47-year-old does quint. Not gonna happen.
Now, Care 11 has to be there for
that. I would totally
that.
be on the news for that. It's not gonna happen.
I hated the music for the long. That's all. It should have been a short program song.
Guys, I'm going to sound like a
Producer
parent.
agrees.
I was disappointed. I wanted more. That's all there is for me to say. I wanted more. Kaori, it's funny because I compared her. Remember, my bestie was here. She doesn't watch skating. She's not a skater. And I said, do you remember Midori Ito?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Kaori reminds me of Midori Ito. You miss producer Mrs. Lyrical Kaori.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
I know.
That dress, too.
And the thing is, I get it. It's growth and maturity, and she's trying out new things and changing. But, like, bring back a smidgen. Like a smidgen. And here's the thing. That Chicago program could be more lyrical.
Yes.
Make it a short, make it lyrical.
See, and then I'm thinking in my brain, think it more Fosse. Because Fosse is the original choreographer of
Fosse.
Chicago, right? Of Fosse.
At some point has to come in and be like, we get it. Everyone loves you. The world loves you. But you need a different package for this free program.
Yep.
I can't really talk, though. I do like a edgy woman every time.
Yes.
I do a
Madeline's coach told her she can't do, what is it, dark, dramatic,
intense.
Yeah, woman anymore.
Foreboding. I think that's what she
that
said.
The word she said?
I don't know. Anyways,
I could see you doing La La Land when you said
the craziest part is that is totally the antithesis of who Madeline is. She is not dark and foreboding at all.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why you like it.
Maybe. I don't know. I enjoy dark foreboding things, but that's not who I am as a person.
No.
Yeah, no.
It's fun.
No. Me, yes. Her, no.
I just love the drama for skating music.
Yeah. You know, that's
fun.
the other thing we're missing is drama. Where's the drama, ladies?
Yeah.
The women are not bringing the drama.
No, the men brought the drama today, though.
Oh, they did.
Oh! She's just so good. I'm so disappointed in how she skated yesterday.
I think, okay, so we can choose to leave this in the podcast or not, but did you guys go to the ISU's? They probably turned off the comments, but did you look at the comments when they posted the women's event this morning?
No, why?
Skating Reddit is having a field day with how this podium worked out. The comments on the post, the first one says, I love Kaori, but did you actually watch her program? Her win was deserved due to her awesome short program, but otherwise her free skate was a bit of a disaster. Alyssa and Kimmy were robbed. Rino's PCS should have been in the 70s, way above Kaori. Sad because everyone used to love Kaori, but when a skater turns into a favorite, judges simply overlook their mistakes.
Wow.
You gotta
No, it's still here.
Okay.
Is this it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
it's
they
still here. Here's the thing. You could tell by Kaori in the kiss and cry.
She was not happy.
She was not happy that she won.
She wasn't like, I won. It was
it was
that
like
was horrible.
How did I pull that out?
Yeah.
It was like, why? Just the look on her face. She was not.
It's really unsatisfying when the person on the top of the podium is disappointed in how they skated.
Correct.
It kind of puts a damper.
Yes. Here's a good one. You got to feel sorry for Matsuike because of that was the performance of a decade. Skating skills to die for, the fluidity and execution of the elements that we've never seen before, and the jumps were glorious. Kaori fell twice and was struggling with under rotations. That's
the 10-point lead from the short really did save her.
Really saved her.
And if Rino would have done better in the short, this outcome would be different.
Yep.
And so that's the important thing. Like for adults, we don't have a short and a long. We just have a long, basically what it would be called. And for most skaters, that's true. But when you get to the level where you have a short and a long, it's very important that you figure out what strategic plan works for you. Are you going to be strong in the short to get ahead? Or are you going to be mediocre in both to have a nice average score? Yep. Or are you going to go strong for both? Or what's your plan?
Yep. I know. We're all just like,
can we end on a positive note for
Kaori? There's nowhere to go but up.
Something we gotta
nowhere to go but up. Amazing. Short.
You guys, she's still a beautiful, amazing skater. Like, yeah, she had a bad day.
My favorite on the I don't know. She's really up there in my favorites.
Yes.
Yep. Agreed.
Yep.
And she's really sweet. You know, like it's just
right. Mm-hmm. Did you see her coming off of? I did catch one of the warm-ups where she was coming off and she like bumped into someone and she's like, "Oh, sorry." It was so cute.
So genuine.
It was adorable. I was like, "Aw, that's what we need to see."
Yeah.
That's what was missing from that long performance was the personality.
Yeah. Yep. And I think it was the mental part because she popped a lot of jumps in the warm-up too. Let's talk about our favorite. Should Should we talk about our favorite, like, elements in a program, favorite dresses, favorite music? We kind of talked about it, but, like, a little wrap-up of, like, our highlights that we like.
I think my favorite dress was the Lion King dress.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hana Yoshida's short program dress, top tier for me. And I think I wrote that in my notes.
Yep.
So good.
I mean, everybody had great dresses this year.
They do.
I think the dresses at Skate Canada were better than the Skate America dresses.
Yeah.
But my favorite dress overall is going to be Reno's short program pink princess dress.
Oh,
was
yeah, the
really
pink
pretty.
princess dress.
Pink
was good,
princess.
too.
Princess.
We like pink
the
princess
princess.
dress.
Give me the princess.
I would probably say favorite. Was it Reno? The choreo was killer.
Edge moment lives rent free in my mind. I talked about this earlier, but I can't get over it.
No, I know.
She held it for so long,
Yep.
and it was so it was perfect.
Yep.
Perfection.
Yep. That's all. Just yep. Okay.
All right.
Anybody else with favorites?
Favorites?
I think we're good
I kinda got mine.
on that.
Okay.
Final
Should we talk
thoughts?
about Canada in general?
Canada's Minnesota's hat. Oh, Canada.
That's a good segment. into
For
the
those
end.
that don't know, we are from Minnesota, and Minnesota has a lot of similarities to Canada. It's the most Canadian of the US
we're the
states.
state of hockey, you know.
Hockey.
betcha.
Never won a cup, but hey, we still claim to be the state of hockey.
Hey, but we do get the players that go on the teams that win the
Right,
cup.
we train them up so they can go somewhere
We
else so they
spawn
can
them.
get a cup. We spawn them. It's very Minecraft.
Raised on ice and I was gonna say
Beer?
but I don't know. Can we say
We
beer?
can say beer.
We're raised on ice and beer.
Oh, ice and beer. It's a good Labatt Blue. Yeah.
And your
Halibut.
tabs.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up our final thoughts.
Oh, we got France next week.
Yeah, so we got
Yes.
France
Oh,
next week.
and FYI, we are competing next week.
We're actually going to be coming back to record right after
Not
our
in
Freeskate.
France. FYI.
By we, I mean Ava and Melissa.
Yes.
I am not competing next
No.
weekend. I missed the competition deadline. It isn't worth it for
No.
the context. So
No, I get it. So France next week. We'll see Sarah Everhart and Amber Glenn, which I'm so excited for. Go Team Amber. Go Team Amber.
Glenn heads.
Kill it.
So good.
We are
I'm so
rooting
excited.
for you, girlfriend.
She had such a good Challenger Cup series.
She did.
So good.
I just love Amber skating. I'm so excited to see this.
She's got the best combo of the power and the grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really
If
love.
she can just keep the mental in check.
Yeah. I'm such
And
a
that goes for all of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just adore the powerhouses in skating. Like, I'm more drawn to that than like the graceful,
yes.
kind of, you know. But
The announcer for the World Feed for Skate America kept saying that figure skating is both a visual art and an athletic pursuit. And that is so true. And it feels like sometimes so many people are focused on the athletic pursuit that we forget about that it's still a visual art. And that's why I like Jason so much. Because he's got that combo.
yes,
And if we're going to, Isabeau has the same thing where it's the athletic pursuit and the
art.
art. And I can't wait to see that with Amber next week.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're also
This will be
excited.
fun.
All right, what else we got?
Well,
Do we know
think
who
that's
is? Do we know? Is there any skaters from Skate Canada competing at the next Grand Prix?
That's a good
producer's
question.
got this.
Producer is on it.
Who
Who do we have next weekend?
No repeats next week.
Wow.
So fresh set of skaters.
Fresh set of legs next week.
I have to say, I'm really
Right?
excited for the women, France's picks for the women. Because they always pick, I can't remember their
You're
names.
talking, we are in France, so you're excited about the skaters from France.
France, because
Okay.
they usually, if you're not like a huge, well-versed fan of skating, France doesn't really do well in senior women, but for senior men, they have Kevin.
Yes.
And they've got that other guy
Kevin.
who did really well.
Where
at
Kevin
skate camp.
stands.
Yeah.
Pause for a minute. Did you see that Kevin went to cheer on Mariah Bell at her first marathon today?
Wait, really?
He did. There's pictures on their Instagrams. It's so cute.
We're all blind.
Nina.
This color's hard.
Nina Pinzarrone is going to skate again this weekend. And Wakaba.
Oh.
Nice. But no back-to-back.
Okay.
Thank you. Producer decided to write in yellow.
This
and
is
that's
really
hard
hard
to
for
see
us.
on white.
Working.
Throw the yellow away.
The yellow marker's been thrown.
Yes. Yeah. Oliver looked at said marker and went, nah, too far. Anyway.
Oliver's low
fresh
fin
skaters,
right now.
fresh legs, no one from this week.
And the fans in France really get into it.
Yes.
Like the spectators.
I would agree.
They are so nice and welcoming from what I remember in past years.
Oh, this will be fun.
Don't disappoint us, France.
All right. I think that's a wrap.
That's it. That's a wrap on episode 2.
Thanks, Canada. It was great.
See ya.
I wore a toque.
Yeah,
really?
We'll the outro.
Really?
I'm getting an edge call on that.
I
Anyways,
got an edge call.
I just got an edge call, and let's hope skaters don't get edge calls at the next Grand Prix in France, and we will see you there. Not actually there.
We won't actually be there.
We'll be here.
In
We'll
spirit.
be here.
Some of you will be there.
Stay tuned for next week,
Yes.
and let's talk about it next time.
Bye.
Hello, it's Ava again. Thank you so much for watching or listening to our second episode of the Let's Talk About Skating podcast, where we went over the women's event for Skate Canada. Make sure to tune in next Saturday, where we head to France for our third Grand Prix of the Senior Grand Prix season, and we will share all of our thoughts and opinions. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and make sure you check out the links in the description box below, where you can find us on other platforms and download our podcast to listen offline as well. With all that being said, we'll see you in the next episode.